Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Wow, that's a great intro. Thank you so much, and welcome everybody to another edition of Getting Home Sourced with G. Your host, Gianno here. And hey, we got another action-packed show. This is going to be what I call a theme park of real estate. Specifically, we're going to go on the roller coaster ride of mortgages, because I think it's important that we get on this ride to see when we're going to have the drop, when we're going to go up the hill, do a corkscrew, turn around, twist and turns, and we can combine it with like a haunted house, because you're going to get spooked, you don't know where you're going, you want to go for a good adrenaline rush. Well, folks, mortgages right now, that's the adrenaline rush. That's why we're a theme park today. So this episode is going to be based around Roller Coaster City, which is going to be mortgages. Let's jump into it. So first of all, I want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about FICO scores. I want to talk about lenders who you're working with. And then also I want to get into how it works behind the scenes. I think it's very important that you understand how the system works, right? So right now with the rates, obviously you went from the highs in the beginning of the year, 7.5, 7, even cracking 8 at one point, which was absolutely outrageous. But now we're seeing a dip. Why? Because with the elections coming near, usually going to have a dip in rates, plus the fact that the Feds already came out and basically said that we're going to do a 25% drop for September, October, and December, with November being a pass because of the election, because obviously they want to stimulate it. But really, with the rate drops, to me, I think it's still, we're in an artificially inflated market because obviously inflation is still up. So really, are we really getting a deal with the rate drop? Again, it depends, right? So right now with the economic conditions, here we are. We're focused on a situation right now where today's rates, as of this show, we got FHA and VA hovering around 5.6%. And then you have conventional hovering just over 6%, right? Now, that is based upon, of course, your credit score. So if you have A paper, and A paper, as we use in the industry, is anywhere from a 740 and up, right? What's up? Up is basically 900. So who knows? Next, they'll make it 1,000, and maybe they might raise the A paper status. Who knows? But for B credit, which a lot of people seem to be in, is going to be between a 680, 739. So you kind of want to know where you're at. And again, if you're actually looking to pull your credit, please be mindful that, you can go on certain websites to get, freecreditreport.com type deals. You get the one free pull, but that's it. Because if you start doing it multiple times, you're going to take a 10-point hit. You don't want to do that. So just be careful when you're pulling credit, or if you're going to get pulled credit from somewhere else. If you're going to go, of course, buy a property or rent a car, or you're going to buy a car, finance, whatever, make sure you get a copy of that report. You're entitled to it. You're paying for it. You should be getting it, right? And this way you can see what your credit is. But for right now, the breakdown that I want to talk to you about, when I'm wearing a consumer hat as a buyer, hey, what's the best, lender to go to? Where should I go get the best loan? What's the best deal, right? Because that's what we're all looking for on finance-wise. What are you going to do for me? Well, let's break it down into 3 categories. You have bank lending, when you go into like your typical banks, and then you have mortgage brokers and you have mortgage lenders. So The breakdown with the banks, just that they can finance you if you're like, again, I'm in Vegas. So if you go to a bank here in town and you want to finance something in Arizona and you're moving down there and you have a bank relationship, they can get you that loan to go into a different state, whether it be, let's say, California, Colorado, Arizona. They're licensed in all 50 states. And here's the funny thing, folks, that bank lenders don't even need to be licensed because they're under the bank umbrella, right? They're an employee, they get paid salary. So the only thing that they may hit you on is going to be possibly origination fees. It could be their loan fees, the bank fees, whatever they are. That's where you have to talk to them and find out and see exactly what their fee structure is. But that's the banks, right? Now, mortgage brokers, some people are only in the state. So, again, using Vegas as an example, you go to different mortgage brokers. They're only licensed in the state. That's it. They could be licensed in a couple other states, but most of the time, the actual lender that you're talking to, you got to see what other states that they are covered under. And also for brokers, they also shop it around. So we call it lines. So let's say you're going in, your A paper, you want to lock in a rate and what have you. The best way to do it is talk to the broker, see what line they're going to give it to you for, because then this way, when they use the term locking the rate in, they're going to wait for it to where they assume it's going to drop on a certain day or for a certain time period. They lock that lowest rate in possible. So in the event that it happens to go up, you're covered, you're locked in at that rate. So think of it like as a stock. When you're buying down and you're trying to lock in a stock price to where you want to get the lowest stock, rate or number, same thing like lending, right? And then with mortgage lenders in-house, so they're going to have a captured rate or a captured loan program that they do. So again, find out if you're working with a mortgage lender, mortgage broker, banker, understand how that all works. It's very important. So with today's rates, I want to break down the fact that, when you have properties right now, obviously that they're, escalating in price, and we all hear, well, when the properties go up, the rates go down, and the rates go up, the properties go down. And unfortunately, that cycle right now is not working because of obviously lack of inventory and with inflation and the whole 9 yards. So that kind of jams a lot of people up. So that model of thinking is kind of off the tracks right now, hence the roller coaster theme. So let's give an example. So let's say a house is 400,000, right? And you're just going on principal and interest. Now remember, key languages on loans, when somebody says to you, hey, what's your PITI? Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Well, we don't take taxes and insurance into this equation because we're just going based upon the principal and interest of the loan and of your rate. So at 400,000, if you're a paper, and let's say you're at a 740 and higher FICO score, and you're at a 30-year loan, and let's say the rate is going to be at 6%, right? And you're putting 5% down, right? So just be mindful. You can't put down 5% and even 3%. But let's say in this example, 5%. Your mortgage payments just on principal and interest alone is going to be $2,276. And that's not including taxes, insurance, trash, all the things that you're going to add on extra. I'm just talking straight principal and interest right now today, 740 FICO score, 30-year at 6%, 2276, right? On a 15-year, actually the rate is lower, so you're at a 5%, but yet your payments are more because you're in a 15-year and you're at $3,005. And that's principal and interest. So what's the difference between the two? Well, that one's not so much. I mean, you're basically looking at about approximately an $800 difference between a 15-year and a 30-year, between a 6% and a 5% on the rate. So if you're able to do a 30-year, what a lot of people do is the cheat sheet is they like to buy down the rate, and what they do is that they make double payments. So if you're making a payment at 2276, double it, pay it off, then you guess what? You're paying it off in 15 years, right? So it depends upon your availability and your financial affordability. So that's key to know. If you're B paper and you're between that 680 and 739, now on a 30-year, you're at 6.625, which from the 6-point example, you're only at 0.625 higher. So the difference on that is going to be an extra $242. So now you're going from 2276 to 2433, right? And then on a 15-year, you're going from 3,005 to 3,030. So again, folks, whether you think you have bad credit or if you think you have lower than a 740, because I hate to say bad credit. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, we're all going to get dinged in some capacity. So it's just, you have a lower score right now. But if you're in that 680 to 739 range, again, a $400,000 home on a 30 years, not that bad. I mean, you're still going to get a good rate, and it's not that different. So you're again just average it about $242. Let's just say round it up and say 250 difference, right? So with that being the case, don't be afraid to get your feet wet if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, because again, it's a roller coaster ride. We started high, we're going low. Where's the twists and turns coming? Well, obviously, with the election period, a lot of people are on the sidelines and waiting. So that's where we have to see. So until then, I'm just giving you facts because, again, folks, there's a lot of fear factor out there. And usually, again, I've been in this business for 25 years and counting, thank God. So I can at least give you my expertise and my knowledge on an election year, that every time elections come up, you're always going to have a price dip at least 2 weeks after the election, but also prior to about that 2 week period. People get nervous, the paranoia sets in, they get the fear factor, they don't know what's going on. The party affiliate that they're rooting for loses, and then they go off the rails and they're like, hey, you know what? We got to dump it. We got to figure it out and what have you. So again, the cheat sheet there is a few weeks before and definitely a few weeks after. You're going to start seeing a lot of activity in the market, especially with sellers, because the election is basically going to drive more inventory that comes online. It's always like that, and now you're going into the winter season, you're going into the holiday season, and then come first of the year, and so you're going to see a lot of activity. So just go through the motions, get your stuff set up, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Is money tight? Don't think you can afford a home? Or maybe you have some credit problems. These are common issues that the team at Vegas Home Source deals with every day. We are in the business of helping people like you. Don't let your everyday problems hold you back from getting that dream home. You owe it to yourself to reach out to us today and let us show you what we can do for you. Visit us online at vegashomesource.com. Remember, the smart choice is the right choice when you shop with Vegas Home Source. So reach out to us today.
Hey, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you listening. And hey, you know what? I'm doing a feature section in my show now called my featured property of the day. And actually, I'm going to make it the featured properties of the day, because you know why? I got 3 off-market properties that I want to share with you, because I personally have a relationship with my sellers, and they're all in the One Las Vegas high-rise. I have 2-bedroom, 2 baths on all of them, and they all have tenants in them. So if you're looking for an investment property, again, it's off-market. They're rented. They're fully leased out, ready to go. They got year leases on them. The rents are great. Your cap rate is going to be around 4%. I know that might not sound so super sexy, but you know what? If you got to park your money and at least get a 4% return, are you getting 4% at the bank? I think not. So that's why you want to make sure that, if you have an opportunity and if you want something off market, the One Las Vegas high rise, it's located right off of Las Vegas Boulevard South, right across from the outlet mall where everybody goes shopping. And we're just south of where the new train's going to go, the bullet train, and also potentially the new NBA arena that they're trying to put in place. So a lot of happenings on the south end of the strip. So for all those Vegas people, or for all the people outside of Vegas that are looking for investment properties and you're looking at a minimum net 4 cap, let me know. You'll have my information later on. Those are my 3 properties of the day. High rises. You got Mountain View, you got City View, you got Strip View, you got great amenities, high rise. It's cash in hand. It's an easy ATM. Tenants are in there ready to go, and they'd be nothing more than happy to give you their money, right? So that's my featured properties of the day. So now I want to also talk about what's important and what's on a lot of people's minds, right? Besides the election, is it the right time to buy? You always hear that. And again, it goes back to what I said in my last episode about wants and needs. Do you want to buy? Do you need to buy? And I think that's the most important. Take into consideration the economic conditions and what's going on, right? So, but don't let fear, don't let paranoia, don't let these negative things and all the noise that you hear jam you up. You want to be able to move forward comfortably. And you know what? If you're uncomfortable and you don't feel like purchasing right now or what have you, you know what? I got another breaking news for you. So, right now, I have a great partnership with a company that in 13 states, they actually cover the Northwest, Southwest, Midwest, and Southeast. And what do? They build brand new homes for renting, or they're going to take renovated homes and make them like brand new and rent them out. But for people that are on the fence that want to rent, and remember, my partnership group that I have, you contact me, I'll give you my information later on. For people that are relocating, you're going through a distress situation. It could be divorce, it could be the death of a loved one, it could be a separation, whatever the distress situation is. And if leasing and renting is your only option for right now, or like I said, if you're relocating to a different state or city, again, I have a partnership with this company. That's all they're doing, building new homes or renovating old ones in certain area outside of their new home community that they built, strictly rental. But I will tell you, it will be on the expensive side more so than what you would be getting on a regular rental through working with me and going out and getting another rental, like let's say a condo or a townhouse or something like that. That's on our MLS that we search for. But if you need information and you want to know about, hey, you know what, I have an opportunity to be in different states and possibly get into a new home, new community just for rent until I'm figuring out life and getting it on. Again, you contact me, Gianno at VegasHomeSource.com. My telephone number 702-528-2810. Again, you call me, you text me, you let me know what's happening. Again, I'm the source of the source. My job is just to give you the information, tell you what's going on so you can make the best guess situation, or not even a guess, just make the best decision that you could possibly make based upon the facts that you're getting. Because it's really important to understand you're going to be listening to a lot of noise, a lot of paranoia, a lot of just ranting and raving. And again, I block all that stuff out. My job, I put on my consumer hat. I just want to get options. I just want to be informed, get the information that I need so I can make the best educated decision that's going to help myself or my family. And I think that's the most important. So, with that being the case, I just want to say again, thank you for listening to Getting Home Source with G, of course, Gianno. And again, I'm here for you. I want to make sure that you all understand, if I can't help you directly, I'm going to guide you in the right possible direction because I do have a vast majority of covering residential, commercial, everything that you need. And also, too, I have a CIPS designation. What does that mean? Certified International Property Specialist. So I can go out there and help you and put you in places, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's Europe, whether it's Southeast Asia, wherever you need to go, I got you covered. Of course, you know that I'm in Mexico and Cabo. And by the way, just to let you know that I have extended my stay because I got a lot of people coming down kind of a little bit at the time before or after. So my new dates for Cabo, November 12th to November 26th. So that's a Tuesday to a Tuesday, right before American Thanksgiving. So I'll be down there for 2 weeks. So I want to make sure that if you're going to be down in the Cabo area, when I'm there between those dates in November, definitely reach out to me. I want you to come down, check out my office. You're going to love it. So until then, folks, I just want to say thank you so much. And again, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, let your smart choice be the right choice. Get a hold of me. Until then, I want you to take care, be safe, block out the noise. And if you have questions, you know who to contact. Take care.